The Scientific Method Virtual Lab. I walked you through this on the day after we did it, and I believe it was the day after. We went to this site here. We completed this task by placing a wool jacket and another colored wool jacket, and then pressing the button to test the temperature. Once you were done with the wool jacket of the colors, you added this number, this number, this number, and divided by 3 because there's 3 numbers, and the document's asking you to find the average right here of each of the colors for wool, nylon, denim. So I'm going to have to test all of this. So I'm going to take the black, the blue, the green, the yellow, the white, and test it under this 60 watt light bulb, taking these 3 numbers, adding them up, dividing by 3. Then I'm going to go to nylon. I'm going to do the same thing with all the colors, add them up, divide by 3. I'm going to do the same thing with the denim, test them all, add them up, divide by 3. Each time, I can only put 2 of them in there at a time, so it's going to take a few tests. But once I've completed that, I have this table full. When this table is completed, I can then make my graph. I'm going to show you something just a second. So, once you've been there and done those things, or even before, what is the problem you're going to try to solve? Well, you have to form your own hypothesis. I did this for you before to explain and show examples, so you can find that in class resources. But what is the problem you're trying to solve? Well, I'm trying to figure out what I should wear when. Is it either I'm going to wear something on a cold day or a hot day? You have to decide what your question is. So then I'm going to write my hypothesis. What do I predict? I predict that what about the color or the material is it that I'm going to have an educated guess about. Then I'm going to test it by using that program that we just looked at to test all those items. What steps am I going to follow? Explain what you're going to do. What data am I going to record? I'm going to record the temperature, right? After I conduct my experiment, I'm going to do my graph. I'm going to show you something about the graph and the data table in just a second. Did the results of your experiment support your hypothesis? Well, did this show and this show what you were saying in your hypothesis? If you're saying that black is the one I'd wear on a cool day or a hot day, then are the values high or low? So if I'm giving an educated guess right now, I'd say black wool would be really hot and white nylon would be very cool. So if I'm going to be cool on a hot summer day, I'd wear white nylon. That's my prediction. That's my hypothesis. If I was going to wear black wool, then I'd wear it when the days are cool or very cold. So, after you've come down here, did you support your hypothesis? Is that what you said at the beginning of your paper? How does the material of the jacket affect heat absorption? You should be able to tell that by looking at all 3 different kinds of the materials, the wool, the nylon, and the denim. Now at the bottom it says describe your strengths and weaknesses. It's talking about the computer program. What did you think? What were the things you could do on the computer program? What couldn't you do that you think would have made the experiment even better? Okay, so now we're going to go back to class resources, and we're going to go to this graphing. Right, here's a video to watch how to make the graph on this site here. There's another link to a graph. And here is another link to another graphing program. This is through Google, and there's a teacher on here teaching it. She's one of the biology teachers at North Central. So you have 3 options to go and make your graph. This site here, when you're done and you've put all your information in, it will make you a table and a graph. I'm going to open this just to show you that at the end. In the end, once you put all your information in this program, watch this entire video, you'll see at the end Here we go, print screen, by hitting Control and the little box on the upper right hand side of your top of your keyboard, print screen, and then that'll be a picture that you can insert into your document. Okay. Hope this helps. So let me go there and show you. Go there and show you what it's talking about. So once you go through and put all your information in there, I'm just going to quickly put something in there so that you can see what it means, but you can watch that video to help again if you want to watch the other a little slower. I'm just putting this in here so you can see what I'm trying to show you, that once you make this graph, put all your information in here, you'll be able to quickly make the graph and the data table, and then you can screenshot it, download the PDF and try to insert it. However, take a picture of it with your phone and insert it. Whatever works for you. These values are not ones that I tested. I'm just making these up to show you an example. Usually your lowest value is going to be the lowest value here, or a 0. Typically you start at 0 unless there's a reason you can't. The highest value is usually your highest number, which is 35. So I have this page filled out. If you go to the next page, the labels, I typically don't change anything there, but you can. It's up to you. And then I go to preview, and there's my graph. I have my label on my y-axis, my x-axis, I have my independent dependent variable, I have my title, I have my key, I have my values, and then I go down here to print. Over here, if you select the graph image with data table, you'll have it, both of them on that page right here. You have your graph and your data table done. So those are things you can do to solve the problem of your graph and data table quick and easy. And then I've also walked you through the steps of that paper. So hopefully this video helps.